the CEO of one of the largest Xrp and Hbar ETFs, Stephen McClurg, this guy right here, just dropped a huge warning on cryptocurrency, Xrp, and Hbar. In this brand new video right here with Thinking Crypto, shout out to him. He does an amazing job covering cryptocurrency. But in this interview with Thinking Crypto, he speaks about the future of cryptocurrency, this bear market in 2026, what's going to happen with Hbar, Xrp, and crypto ETFs, and way more. Yes, everyone, this interview right here is extremely important, especially if you own Xrp or Hbar. Destroy the like button, smash a like button, and share this video, and join us, subscribe real quick, because I am Amen, your crypto AI man, here to help you with everything cryptocurrency, especially good cryptocurrencies like Xrp, Hbar, we speak about every single day. So subscribe real quick and let us get into it, because this guy right here, Stephen McClurg, he's the CEO of one of the largest Xrp and Hbar ETFs in the world. It's Canary Capital right here. As you can tell, this is an Xrp ETF tracker, and Canary Capital is the third largest Xrp ETF in the world, right behind Franklin Templeton, which is number 2, and Bitwise, which is the first largest Xrp ETF. Canary Capital is not that far behind them. They have about 230 million Xrp, just about 4 million Xrp less than Franklin Templeton, and about 50 million Xrp less than Bitwise. So Canary Capital is one of the largest Xrp holders in the world, and also they have the largest Hbar ETF in the world. Yes, this Canary Capital Hbar ETF, as you can tell, gives you exposure to the underlying Hbar cryptocurrency, and right now they have about $50 million sitting in this Hbar ETF. So basically, that means that they own about 700 million Hbar. Yes, 700 million Hbar, which is basically about 1.4%, almost 1.5% of the total Hbar supply is sitting in this Canary Capital Hbar ETF. So that is why this interview right here with Stephen McClurg, the CEO of one of the largest Xrp ETFs in the world and the CEO of the largest Hbar ETF in the world, that is why this interview is extremely important right now. If you hold Hbar, Xrp, or any cryptocurrency, you want to watch this interview. It's about 5-10 minutes long, and I'm going to play for you the most important parts of this whole interview so I don't waste your time. So sit back, relax, destroy the like button, and enjoy.
Hey folks, we're recording at the Injective Policy Summit in Washington, D.C., and joining me is Stephen McClurg, who is the CEO of Canary Capital. Stephen, great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
We've spoken over the years virtually, so great to be doing this.
And again, shout out to this guy, Tony Edwards from Thinking Crypto. He's the person that interviewed Stephen McClurg. So shout out to him. Follow him on YouTube, on X. But let's get into it.
In person with you, what's the latest and greatest with Canary Capital?
Yeah, well, I think what we're really excited about is, first of all, coming out of crypto winter. And but second of all, we've already launched 5 crypto-related ETFs. And we've got several more on the docket, and we hope that they launch this year. So we're going back and forth with the SEC on S1s as we normally do.
Just to let you know, in this interview, he's going to speak about upcoming Xrp ETFs in general, like crypto ETFs that they're going to launch, and also the bear market being over. Yes, he believes that we're very close to the bear market's end, and the bull run could start very soon, according to him. So those are 2 main topics, and the Crypto Clarity Act. Those 3 topics he will cover in this interview. So this is extremely important if you hold Xrp, Hbar, or any cryptocurrency.
We do, and any day now or month now, we'll have more in the market.
Are you able to state which assets those are for?
I mean, I can say what we have filed. We've got a Tron ETF filed, an Injective one, Pepe, which I think, which I'm pretty excited about, Pingu, my 2 favorite memes. So, but those are the ones that, that we have on file that are progressing quite nicely.
I remember when we last spoke, it was around the launch of an Xrp ETF. Which has been your top performers?
Shout out XRP Army, destroy the like button, because what he's about to say about the XRP ETF is extremely bullish. So if you hold XRP, destroy the like button, share this video because everyone needs to see this.
Yeah, so for us, XRP's probably been the best one. We were able to get out and launch that first, which is pretty meaningful in the ETF market. So
yeah, that is true. I do believe Canary Capital was the first company to issue an XRP ETF in the whole world. They're the first ones ever. So that's also another big deal.
We actually, our XRP ETF was the biggest ETF launch last year, which we were very proud of because we're a brand new company, we're small, and we came out with the biggest ETF. So it had about 250 million day one.
Wow.
So very excited about that.
That's awesome. Congrats on that.
$250 million in inflows on the very first day. That is the type of demand that we're speaking about with cryptocurrencies like XRP and Xrp Hbar.
And then what does the future of ETFs look like for you, and what are Canary's plans? Are you planning to do index ETFs and maybe bring some of the traditional asset ETFs to crypto?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, we're, we still have plans for single token ETFs. We've filed for and have discussed doing other indexes. We want to make sure that there's a really good theme before we go forward and launch something like that. So we're holding off there. We know a lot of other people are doing indexes, but that's where we're holding off. And we're also looking at other jurisdictions that don't currently have crypto ETFs, such as Japan and Korea.
Wow.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So it's not just in the United States that they want to launch ETFs. In Japan and Asia and Korea and Europe, even Africa, the Middle East. You never know. They could launch ETFs all over the world on many different stock exchanges. That's another bullish catalyst that I haven't heard anyone speak about, because everyone's speaking about ETFs here in the United States. But what about ETFs in other countries, other jurisdictions that are also very pro-crypto? That's another bullish catalyst that could happen very soon with XRP Hbar ETFs in other countries. So keep that in mind. That's a big, big deal, everyone.
That's fascinating that they don't have that as yet. So you already have the model here in the United States. You can easily take it to other jurisdictions.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And I'm assuming there's demand there. I keep up with the news as best as possible, and I see South Korea, Japan, they're very interested in altcoins and things like that.
And shout out to Japan. Japan just launched their own version of the Crypto Clarity Act. They passed a bill recognizing cryptocurrencies as official digital assets in their country that could be used by people, corporations, even the government. So basically, Japan passed their own version of the Clarity Act, which is a big, big deal. So remember that. The other countries also are going to start adopting cryptocurrencies at massive scales.
Yeah, their regulations currently don't allow them to have crypto ETFs at the moment, but the politicians in both of those countries are very keen on allowing it because they don't want to see their money going offshore.
So basically, coming from him, he confirmed that other countries will be allowing crypto ETFs very soon. It's only a matter of time. Again, that's another big catalyst, bullish catalyst that's coming very soon.
That makes sense. One of the things I've been thinking about, Steve, is that China, they historically have been kind of anti-crypto, although they're warming up. But in Hong Kong, a jurisdiction they control, they allow ETFs. Could that wrapper help preserve their capital flight worries in mainland China, you think?
Yeah, I think so. It's very difficult to move money in and out of China in general, including Hong Kong. So the wrappers that exist in Hong Kong certainly allow a vehicle for Chinese investors to trade or to invest. And I do see Korea and Japan looking at that model and saying, yeah, that's a great way to keep money on shore. So we probably want to do something similar.
Yeah, absolutely. What are your thoughts on, let's say the Clarity Act passes? What impact that may have on ETFs? Do you expect more inflows because people, those who may be on the sidelines, say we have more confidence? It's the rule of law that's in place for this asset class.
I really don't. And I'm the 1% that doesn't think it matters.
Okay.
So
Wow. So according to him, the Clarity Act is not that important, which is really interesting because a lot of people think that the Clarity Act is extremely important, but he thinks, listen to what he has to say.
I don't think clarity, I think the Clarity Act is largely symbolic. I don't really think it has a whole lot of an impact on my business or ETFs in general. But it is a nice symbolic gesture.
Interesting. And honestly, I kind of agree with him because so far in the past 10, 15 years, ever since the XRP, Bitcoin, and the crypto market was created, we have seen so many bull runs, even without the Clarity Act. Hbar, XRP, good cryptocurrencies will continue making new all-time highs, even if the Crypto Clarity Act gets delayed or doesn't get passed for some reason, then we could still see massive bull runs in the next few years. So I honestly, I do agree with him in many ways that the Clarity Act is important, yes, a little bit, but it's largely symbolic. In many ways, we've already had so many bull runs before, and we will continue having a bunch of bull runs even without the Clarity Act. So I do agree with him on that point. It's kind of interesting.
And I think, Steve, there's times I've dug into that and I look at what the regulatory agencies are doing. As long as the regulatory agencies give the stamp of approval, okay, whatever legislation you pass will rubber stamp everything and prevent a future administration from changing things. But the crux of the issue is the agencies have to get it done.
Yeah, that's right. And if you look at the SEC, particularly under Chairman Atkins, he's really transformed the SEC to allow crypto ETFs, but also a lot of other types of vehicles that that the rule of law actually allows. Right? They're not trying to stop something unless there's a rule in place. Right. So once that has happened, even if there's a change in administration, even if there's a change in the commissioners, it's really going to be difficult to put the cat back in the bag.
Yeah, that absolutely makes sense. And the agencies have been doing a great job. I mean, we're getting rulemaking on all different things, meme coins, staking, which is really great. Speaking of staking, do you guys currently offer that, and what type of activity are you seeing there?
We do. So any token that we have in an ETF format, we do offer the ability, where we do stake them, and we do offer that yield out to our clients. So I think
they're basically one of the largest Hbar stakers in the world, and XRP. I don't think XRP can stake it on a native platform. You have to use a third party. But if what he's saying is true, then that means he's the largest Hbar staker in the world, and a big XRP staker as well, which is also very important.
Very important piece of this, because part of investing in protocols is the ability to actually stake to the network, vote on the network, and then receive the awards that the network gives you back. And that was a very important piece of legislation last year that allowed us to do that.
And did you see that during the bear market that institutions, investors, and so forth were like, you know what? There's not much price action, but I can stake and earn that passive reward.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And by the way, even though the market's down, and it's gone down pretty significantly.
Listen to this. This part is really important.
Over the last year, we still continue to get inflows into our ETFs. Mm-hmm. So we've, on a net basis, we've seen very, very few outflows and mostly inflows. And what that means is
and that's true, what he said, because right here, as you can tell, is the net inflow of the XRP ETF. And as you can tell, ever since the beginning of this year, this white line shows that the number of XRP in the XRP ETF has been holding steady. We haven't really seen a huge sell-off, even though the price of XRP has gone down a lot. The number of people holding XRP in the XRP ETF, Canary Capital XRP ETF, has still been holding up very well for the past year, basically. Ever since the beginning of the year, we've been holding up very well. And Hbar also, as you can tell right here, since the beginning of the year, since the October crash, yes, we went down a little bit, but basically we've been consolidating. The number of Hbar in the Hbar ETF has been holding very steadily for the past 6 months, which is also very bullish because right now, like they said, we are in a bear market, so the prices are going down. And you would think a lot of people would be selling, but we're seeing the opposite with the Hbar and XRP Canary Capital ETFs. We're seeing holders hodling for the long term. Not many people are selling. If anything, people are looking at this as perfect buying opportunities to add more to their position before the next bull run. So that's very interesting as well.
This part in time, it shows me that a true bottom is forming.
And
a true bottom is forming. That is what he just said right here. Listen to this.
and mostly inflows. And what that means is at this part in time, it shows me that a true bottom is forming.
A true bottom is forming, coming directly from one of the largest Hbar ETF CEOs in the world, this guy, and Xrp ETFs in the world, is that according to him, a true bottom is forming. The bear market could be over very, very soon. Everyone, this is absolutely huge.
And the smart investors, this is the time they come in and take positions because you're at the lows. As Warren Buffett and these folks have said, buy the blood on the streets, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, there's a bit of blood, which is great, but also, you know, trying to time bottoms is very difficult, right? So when you're timing it, when you're trying to time it when the momentum is going the other way, you can really get hurt. But at this point in time, where a bottom truly is forming and there's a lot of positive activity, look, you know, crypto markets could go down 5-10% again, but at this level and what the potential is, there's asymmetric risk and reward here that, you know, I believe there's no reason not to buy right now.
Wow. So the bear market could be over very soon. We could hit a bottom very soon. Yes, we can go down another 5-10% according to him, but this is the time to buy. This is the time to pay attention, to hodl, to add to your position at these cheap low prices, because the risk reward ratio is asymmetrical. The risk compared to the reward, what we're speaking about with Xrp Hbar and good cryptocurrencies, basically they can go up 5-10x easily from today's prices. And the bottom risk, where we can go down a little bit more, is very low compared to the upside risk, according to him. So everyone, this is extremely important, especially if you hold Hedera, Hbar, Xrp, or any cryptocurrency, because this is coming directly from the CEO of one of the largest Hbar and Xrp ETFs in the world. This guy right here, Stephen McClurg, he is the CEO of the Canary Capital Xrp ETF and the Hbar Xrp ETF, the Hbar Canary Capital ETF. So that is why this video right here of Stephen McClurg speaking about the Crypto Clarity Act, ETF inflows, the demand for cryptocurrencies, and the fact that we could be very close to the bottom is extremely important, especially if you hold Xrp or Hedera Hbar, because he's quite literally the CEO of one of the largest Xrp ETFs in the world and the #1 largest Hbar ETF in the world. So when he says that a bottom could be forming, that we are very close to a bottom, you need to listen. And that's exactly what he said in this interview right here with Thinking Crypto. So a lot of big things are coming up with the Clarity Act, with the ETF inflows, with institutional adoption, with the bear markets being over, according to him. And that is why this video is extremely important. So destroy the like button again, share this video because everyone needs to see this. A lot of people don't know that this video exists, but it does. So show your support. I love you all, and I will see you very soon. Until next time, Crypto AI Man out.